You guys know when I drop a jump shot video, it's gonna be a lot of information that you gotta take down for no matter what build you got, the small builds and the big builds. But today, I'm gonna drop some jump shots for the centers as well. Usually I just do it from the 6'1s all the way to the 6'9s, but I'm gonna show a little love to my 6'11s, my 7'3s in today's video as well. And when I drop jump shot videos, I give out a lot of information for all the big builds, the small builds, but centers. Just know you are gonna get the best bases and the best releases in the game, and you're gonna get a few of my customs that I use on some of my builds. So if you haven't yet, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos like this, because I usually don't drop a lot of jump shot videos, but just know when I do, it's gonna get crazy. Now, a lot of you guys been asking me what's the best dribble pull-up in the game. I'm gonna show you multiple dribble pull-ups in this video, but as of the best dribble pull-up, we can definitely say Devin Booker is one of the best dribble pull-ups in the game. It don't matter if you're on a small guard, it don't matter if you're on a big guard. I'm telling you, the Devin Booker dribble pull-up, it's very hard to contest, especially if you know what you're doing with it. Especially if you're in a 1v1 situation, you're gonna score most of the time if they can't get close enough to get the contest. And if you got the right bad setup, oh yeah, it's going in almost every single time. But look, I'm gonna tell you this now. As of using that, you can also use Trae Young. Trae Young is for the small guard, so if you under 6'5", hey, just know this is the one you're gonna go with unless you wanna mess with Devin Booker. A lot of guards, even competitive guards that use Trae Young, is one of the best ones and one fluid ones to use on the game. Even since last year in 2K22, it's been one of the best fades in the game. And as of this fade, you do not hold R2. This is one of the few fades that you can use that does not recommend you from using R2 to get the best animation. Now, as in other dribble pull-ups, we know normal fade is one of the best fades in the game as well. It's just based on who you are. But Tyler Hero dribble pull-up fade is a great one, but the only thing I have a problem with is he fades forward even when you go sideways. And as a Michael Jordan fade is cool. It is an R2 fade, but if you're gonna use a fade, the best fade I would prefer you to use is Devin Booker, Trae Young, or you can use normal. Those are the top 3 fades to me to end the game. Or you can mess around with the Pro 2. The Pro 2 is cool too, but it's not better than those 3. But look, as of the 6'5s all the way to the 6'9s, I'm gonna start with these heights first because they got a lot of releases. This is a few jump shot customs I use when I come with this build. I use LaMelo base, Oscar Robertson, Nikola Jovic. I got a 94 blending with a 6% on Nikola Jovic, match speed. A lot of people, y'all don't even notice I be using this jump shot because it looks very similar to my OG jump shot. But as of the next one, it is T-Mac, Sadiq Bey, and Rudy Gay. Now this one right here is nasty work. This one is nasty work. Based on how you like your jump shots, like it's a fast jump shot. Like it's a cool, smooth, fast jump shot. I'm telling you, Sadiq Bey just make every jump shot smooth. But y'all know I gotta go back to all reliable. We've been using this jump shot since patch 1 and it's still been working. The LaMelo, Oscar Robertson, Rudy Gay combo. You can go 60-40, you can go 55-45, you can even go 65-35. It's just based on how you shoot. And also, if you're gonna ask me what's my jump shot timing I use late jump shot timing, but you can also use these on early. I recommend early or late. Those are the only 2 I recommend when it comes to using these custom jump shots that I showed you. But as of the best bases in the game for the 6'5s all the way to the 6'9s, we got LaMelo Ball base. One of the best bases, even from the beginning of the year, is still chicken. I like this base. It's very smooth. It's just certain people, they don't like it. But as of me, I would say LaMelo Ball. As of Harrison Barnes, this is a newer base. I've been showing you maybe like 2 months ago about this base. I'm trying to get you a little hip before everybody else get hip to this base. It is a cool, smooth base. It's a quick little spotter base. It's cool. It's somewhat like KPJ, but it got a little bit tweaked to it. But for the next one, it is O'Shea Brissett. But O'Shea Brissett is literally like a tall version of Curry. That's literally what it is. If you want Curry base on a build that got like an 81 3-pointer, things like that, hey, use O'Shea Brissett. Alex Burks jump shot base, a lot of people sleep on. It's like a kind of like a base 9 from the old 2Ks, but it's actually a smooth base to use, and it's something different to mess around with. But this jump shot right here, Jimmy Butler, I think I showed people this base in like season 4. This base in season 4, a lot of people wanted to sleep on it. It was like, oh, this base is ugly. It's been out since the game came out, but it is very hard to contest with Jimmy Butler base on. This may be one of the hardest jump shots to contest on the game, like literally. But when it comes to Clyde Drexler, it's a very smooth up and down jump shot. You can shoot off the dribble and you can shoot good fades with it. Even it's just a good catch and shoot jump shot in general. But for our next one is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, I can definitely say Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, and T-Mac are all the same. They're literally, those 3 jump shots are literally about the same. Only thing that's going to be a little bit different is the hitch they got on T-Mac versus Kevin Durant and DeMar DeRozan. Now, I know this one, a lot of y'all might be confused, like, bro, I would never expect you to throw this on the list. Rui Hachimura, this is one of those bases I literally would not expect like 2-3 months ago to even throw on this list. But as I'm messing around with it, it was smooth. It was actually a smooth base to use, and once you find the base releases for it, hey, you would really put something nasty with it. But Tobias Harris, I told y'all about Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is a clean up and down jump shot, catch and shoot, off the dribble. It is clean, but you know the OG jump shot, the Kyle Kuzma OG, y'all know the patch 1, day 1 jump shot base that everybody was using. Kyle Kuzma, it's nothing wrong with this base, but I just say it's way better and faster ones you can use on this list. Isaac Okoro, this base is somewhat like a LaMarcus Aldridge, like a O'Shea Brissett, mixed with like a little Stephen Curry. Like, it's a mix of all three of those with this base. Like, a lot of people, once you mess with the actual bases on this game, you will see there's a lot of bases or releases a lot of people are sleeping on, but out of those bases, those are some of the best bases in the game. But as of releases, Saddiq Bey is maybe one of the best releases you could throw on your jump shot if you 6'5" all the way to 6'9". Saddiq Bey has it. It makes your jump shot so, I don't know why they did this, but Saddiq Bey, like, that's the new Rudy Gay. Like, almost, it's so smooth when you shoot this as a primary jump shot release. I'm gonna tell you this now, if you don't put Saddiq Bey on as your release one, I'm telling you, missing out. And for the next one, Devin Booker, I'm telling you, Devin Booker, I don't know what it is about having Devin Booker on this year. Devin Booker release is just nice. I'm gonna be honest, his Devin Booker, almost everything in the game this year is nice. His jump shot, his dribble moves, his step back, it seems like everything you put on Devin Booker is nice this year. But this release right here, you can't forget about. You can't forget about the Mamba. You can't forget about the Go. You can't forget about the KB24, bro. The Kobe release is nice. It's always been a nice release as a secondary or a primary release. And then y'all can't forget the OG jump shot. You can't forget the OG release. And that release being is Rudy Gay release. You also, his jump shot is good. His base and his release is good. But as of a release, you can throw this at the 1 or the 2. But a new release that I've been telling y'all, boy, is this Nikola Jovic. This is a great release to have as your secondary. So if you want to use it as your secondary release, not your primary, it is a great secondary, especially with mixed with Saddiq Bey as the 1 and then you having this at the 2. It's a great combination. You just put whatever base you want. But as of Kyle Korver, I would say Kyle Korver is a release 1 actual release, not no release 2. Usually the time I see a Kyle Korver jump shot, release 1 is the best to use for Kyle Korver. But last and not least, for the 6'5s all the way to 6'9s for releases, it's Oscar Robertson. I know a lot of you guys since the beginning of the game is still using Oscar Robinson. It still works. I know at a point of the game, a lot of people thought Oscar Robinson release was kind of broken, but it still works. But as of all those builds, as of being 6'5 all the way to 6'9, those are the best releases, best bases, and the customs I use in NBA 2K23. But for all my guards, I know my 6'1s all the way to 6'4s, or even builds that's 5'11. For y'all boys, these are all the jump shots I usually use. This is all reliable. This is the bases I've been using and the releases I've been using. I switched out my second release for John Wall. As you got max speed, 60-40, Oscar Robertson, John Wall. You can do 55-45 or even 65-35. But as of this one, this is my KPJ jump shot. To let you know, I do use late, so this is why my KPJ jump shot looks like this, and this is how it's blended. 60-40, John Wall, Oscar Robertson, same thing, just with KPJ. But look, as of using this one, I don't use it as often, but it is a good jump shot to use. I would prefer LaMelo or the Stephen Curry release like this one. Stephen Curry, Oscar Robertson, Stephen Curry, 70, Oscar, 30, Curry, max speed. I use this on late. All these jump shots that you're seeing, I use on late. The only two I would say that you would use on early is the first one, the OG jump shot, and the Stephen Curry jump shot. If you use early on KPJ, you just insane. I'm gonna be honest, you are actually insane, because using KPJ on early, it just feels so weird. It feels very inconsistent when I try to use this jump shot on early. But as of the best basis for point guards, there's something in here for everybody. It don't matter if you got a 99 3-pointer, a 92 3-pointer, an 85 3-pointer, even an 83 3-pointer, even lower than that. There's something in here for you. But as of the first one, you know it's going to be LaMelo Ball. But as of the second one, this is one that slept on, Jalen Brunson. I've been looking at this man base, and his base is very nice. As of using this, I was like, it's cool, but I still want to use it over LaMelo Ball, because LaMelo Ball is more consistent. But as of Steph Curry, you know it's an old reliable Steph Curry. This is what a lot of people use in the beginning of the game with those 92 3-pointers. But now this base right here is very similar. Kyle Lowry base is very similar to Ja Morant base. It's a little bit different. One got a twist in the body and one don't. But the jump shots are very similar, and the cues are somewhat similar as well. But I would pick the Kyle Lowry base over Ja Morant. But the next base, I'm gonna tell you this now. This is the one that's been used the most right now from competitive guards, anybody that's playing stage, pro-am, even the rec, they're using KPJ at guard. Most of the time you see this, it's mostly going to be a good guard using this KPJ jump shot because it is very fast. But as of this base, this is a most recent updated base of a JJ Redick. JJ Redick is somewhat close to Curry, but it's a little bit different. It is smooth. You just got to find you a nice upper to use on this, and then you will be good to go. But for one of the last bases is Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker is somewhat close to LaMelo's actual jump shot. It's just a little bit added at the bottom for a twist when he end up landing. But as of all those for bases, I can definitely say when it comes to releases, y'all know the release is a very important thing. Y'all already know the base is the main thing, but the releases also come in handy too, because now it actually matters because you need the stats. Now the first release, you know, you got to start with the Curry release. You can use this as a secondary or a primary, but usually most people use this as a secondary release, not their primary release. It's something about having Curry as your secondary release. It definitely helps your jump shot get to those A+ and things like that. But Darius Garland right here, this is one that makes your jump shot a little bit faster when it comes to shooting the ball and fades. There's going to be a few of these jump shots in here that's going to end up doing that. The same thing with Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is somewhat close to like a Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey is usually going to be used as a primary, but you can use Zach LaVine as a primary or secondary release. And I prefer using Zach LaVine as a primary because it is a fast upper release. Now you got Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson, all reliable. Y'all already know, beginning of the year, everybody was using Oscar Robertson. This release, you can't go wrong with it. If you want to end up messing with this just to get the little height on your jump shot and the speed and get the A's, use this. But as of a secondary release on a jump shot, I prefer using John Wall as my last secondary jump shot. Use John Wall release as the secondary. It give me like the Rudy Gay vibes. If you like Rudy Gay release as your secondary, use it. This is one of the best things to use. But as of Trae Young, a lot of people use Trae Young as a primary, but after using KPJ base. Using KPJ base and this Trae Young, it's something about that combination of KPJ and Trae Young, and then somebody just find a second release and they end up having a jump shot. I've been seeing a lot of stage players use this actual form when it comes to jump shots for guards. Now, since I looked out for the 6'5s to the 6'9s, and I looked out for the little guards, now I gotta look out for my big man. All my guys that's 6'11 all the way to 7'3". These are the bases that you're gonna mess with. As of the base, Chris Bosh is one of the best bases on the game for a center. It don't matter what you are. Like, you don't even have to have a high 3-point rating or mid-range rating even to use these, to be honest. Chris Bosh is one of the best ones. You get A+ stats. And all you gotta do is just change the jump shot speed. Even you use pure Bosh, that's up to you. But O'Shea Brissett, when y'all be telling me y'all don't find no bases, the best base almost is literally O'Shea Brissett because it's like Curry on the center. O'Shea Brissett, and then you got Chris Bosh. Those are the only two that you really should be messing with. As of Giannis, you could use Giannis. You just got to find some good upper releases. As of the upper releases, I've been finding a few, but it's just a few that you really can mess with on this game that's very consistent. But look, as of this one right here, Kevin Durant. Some of y'all might not like it, but Kevin Durant base, especially on a center that's going to be spotting up and things like that and doing catch and shoots, it's just the same as T-Mac and DeMar DeRozan. But if you never experienced that, it's a good base. You just got to find the great upper releases. As of the upper releases, I'm going to look out for y'all boys. I found a few. As of somebody that doesn't play on center builds like that, I asked around, asked for some good upper releases that you can use on a center build, and it ended up being what I thought. I really thought, like, already, I was thinking about the Tim Duncans. The Tim Duncan, having Tim Duncan as your primary release is a good thing. I'm telling you, Tim Duncan released this year, I don't know what they did to it, but it's smooth. It is actually smooth to use on these big builds. So if you use O'Shea, Tim Duncan, and something like that, you can. But as of using Dirk, you can use Dirk as your primary or secondary. As of using it as your primary, your jump shot is going to be a little bit slower, but you have a high arcing shot if that's something that you're looking for. But look, this one right here. This one right here is Kelly Olynyk. It's something about this as a primary or secondary. It does speed up your jump shot, like I said, like Darius Garland. So there is also another one is Marquise Chris. Marquise Chris release is nice. A lot of people use it as a secondary. Sometimes they use a primary, but they do Tim Duncan or Marquise Chris as a combination. But out of all these jump shots I gave y'all and all the bases and releases I gave y'all today, y'all should be able to find a good jump shot out of all the things I taught y'all. But look, if you enjoyed this video, it helps you learn something new today, hey, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video. Subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't yet. Hey man, check out the 2 videos on the screen, and I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one.